everyone, I'm Priya and today I'll be talking about VSF stacking. So before we jump into the demo, we'll have to first know what VSF stacking exactly is. So VSF stacking is nothing but a set of switches that are interconnected through stacking ports. So in this case, we'll be using auto stacking ports to connect these devices to central. So a VSF is nothing but a virtual switch. It comprises of multiple individual physical switches, and these are all interconnected using the auto stacking ports with cables. In my topology, I've used a DAC cable. So this also helps in scalability and high availability. So that is just a gist about what VSF stacking exactly is. So now let's move on to the topology that I have used to build my VSF stack. So in my VSF stack, I have used the 6300 series devices, and we can also use the 6200 series devices to build a stack. Make sure when you build a stack, all the three devices are of the same model. So I have used all three 6300s here, and this is the connections that I have made from port 25 to 26, and again from 26 to 25, and here from the 26th port to the 49th port, and my 50th port is connecting all back to the 25th port here. So this is how I've connected the VSF stack in a ring topology. So we always advise the customers to connect them in a ring topology, just to make sure that there is a high availability anytime, even if there is a breakage in the stack. So this is a topology that I have built now, and let's go ahead and talk about the procedure to build a VSF stack. So before you know anything about the VSF stack, we'll have to know few terms about VSF stacks, which is conductor, standby, and member. So every switch in a stack would have a role. So the first switch that comes up that is powered on is the conductor. So it is up to you to assume which is the standby and which is the member. So once you are switching on your device, the conductor is the device that comes up first. So you'll also have to make sure that you have to create a standalone stack first. So after that only you will see the other members of the stack booting and coming up into the AOS-CX stack that you created. So here, before that, I can also quickly show you the 6300 model that I have used. So this is the switch, the 48 port one. So if you zoom in, these are the auto stacking ports. So this is where we'll be doing the connections for the VSF stack. So, and here you'll have the management and the console cable port. We also have the 6300 YUM24 port, which I have used in my VSF stack. So it is up to you to use any combination of these devices, but make sure it is always a 6300 or 6200. So let me log in into the Aruba dashboard. So before we do any configurations, we have to make sure that the device is in the device inventory, as we already did for ZTP. So I am just entering the last 4 digits of the serial number to check if the device is here, and I'll assign it to an application. So here in this case, it will be my Aruba Central Internal. The region is US West. So once you see the prompt, you can go ahead and do the same for the other 2 devices as well. So these devices are all assigned. So we'll also have to give them subscriptions. So here they are. Apply subscriptions. So subscriptions have been applied to them successfully. So now let's log into the applications tab. and launch our Aruba Central internal instance. So I will give you a quick overview of what all we'll be doing throughout. So first thing that we do is set up the switch stack using the Aruba CLI. So this is nothing but you can, I mean to say the physical connections here. So you can also follow that using the subscription and licensing to make sure the switch is up and running. So do the physical connections, make sure the switch has a licensing and a subscription, and make sure it's come up in the device inventory. And once you do that, you can create a group. So here comes the decision if it's a template group or a UI group. So I am doing it in the UI group. So it's up to you to create a UI or a template group. So I will create a group, but here in this case, I already have a group created called the intern demo group. So this is the group that I've created for my project. So here I've already have few devices mounted to central. Our 6300 is yet to check in. So we will also see how to do that. And once you create a group, assign the stack members to the group. And further, you can do the VSF configuration inside the stack. So let me go ahead and check the global prompt and organizations. So here in the groups, if you see, I have added my 6300 already. So you can see that device coming up in the unprovisioned devices. So which means that it has not been assigned to any groups yet. So any device that you check in would by default come inside the unprovisioned device. So I'll make sure I'm moving it to the intern demo group. And something to note here is that the other two switches have not come up in the unprovisioned devices because the management console is being connected only to the conductor switch, and it's the conductor switch that will conduct the rest of the members of the stack. So we'll have to wait for the two switches to come up automatically. That's why we use the auto stacking technology. So I'm just moving this to my group. You need not check in this, just move to the group. So you should see the switch disappear from unprovisioned devices and getting it inside the intern demo group. So we can see all our 11 switches are up and running. So 6300. And now I will configure the VSX stack from the 6300. So just click on 6300, get into the config of 6300. So here you have different options to configure like VLANs, you have dynamic segmentation, just to name a few. So we will also find stacking here. So switch stacks and chassis. So just get into chassis. It's very straightforward and simple. Just click on the plus and create a VSF stack. So the switch series I have chosen is 6300 and it's my conductor 70G4. I remember the serial numbers. You can refer back and forth just to get the serial numbers. And here there is one important thing to note. So in physical connections, the auto stacking port is 25 and 26, 25 at the top and 26 at the bottom. But in central actually works opposite. So auto stacking is reversed here. So you already, I had connected 25, port 25 to 50 and then 26 to 25. But auto stacking in central works the reverse way. So you have to swap the port numbers just for the link of the conductor, because the conductor is the one which is a main concern. So that will bring up all other devices. So it should be 26 and 25 here. Also, you can check in the split mode detect, which means that if there is any split or breakage inside the stack, this will get us notified in Aruba Central. So I'll just save this. And now if you see, this stack is created. So this is a conductor that has come up. It has link 1 port and link 2 port, which is 26 and 25. So now you have to wait for like 5 or 10 minutes for the other two stack members to come up. So let's give it for some time, because the other two stack members have to reboot and come up inside the stack. So I gave it around 6 to 7 minutes and we can see that all the three members are up and running, the conductor and the other two members. So here you can actually change any of these members into standby. So let's say I would like to change this member as standby. So you can edit that, go into the edit stack member option and make it as the standby conductor. And you need not change anything else and just hit save. So once that is done, you can see that you have all the three devices, the conductor, standby, and member. So this can also be seen here in the intern demo devices. So you can see that the AOS-CX stack here is built up and running. So this is how we do a VSX stacking with Aruba Central. Thank you.